Hi, hi, hi. Hi, Aditya, can you hear me?
Hello. Paper was easy to moderate, I would say. More closer to easy, doable paper. I have an analysis of it.
Yeah, I think we are like everyone in the chat just confirm if I and Srikanth sir are audible clearly. Acha Partha Singh, you're audible. Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
Welcome to this stream, guys. Finally, we have the day one slot one. That it's over. जो एग्जाम का वेट करे इतना आई एम श्योर बहुत anxious हो गए to know. So Srikanth sir got slot one. He has appeared for the paper. Don't worry, he has not marked anything. He has not tried to top the exam और ऐसा कुछ. He has just taken the exam ताकि तुम्हें analysis और idea दे पाए paper का. If you are on TTP WhatsApp groups, तो Srikanth sir has made some notes, so we'll be sharing that soon. But Srikanth, how was the paper? कैसा था difficulty?
Okay, so first of all, coming to difficulty, I'll go section by section. So entire paper, as I mentioned, I scanned in the first 5 minutes, was doable, was easy. It was not at all like medium to difficult. I felt that it is easy to moderate. Even students who maybe would have solved around 50 questions of any topics would have easily attempted the paper. Now coming to certain I wouldn't call it surprises, but certain changes or pattern identification that I figured out is that in logical reasoning, normally there are puzzles, there are critical reasoning, and there are singlet questions. So in today's slot, there were literally only one puzzle question and no critical reasoning questions whatsoever, and rest 74 questions were entirely from singlets, which included five input output questions, which were one question each. They were easy to do. Coding decoding had four questions, around eight questions for incomplete number series. That is, there is a sequence of numbers and there is a question mark in between. There were five syllogisms. There were arrangement of words wale questions, word sequence basically. Five of those. Blood relations had five questions. A lot of calculation technique and mathematical reasoning questions, around eight. Certain odd man out questions were also there, like blade, knife, sword, hammer, in which I think the odd man out is hammer, obviously, because it is does not have an edged surface. And then again, one more surprises that we can say is that there are a lot of quants question in LR. For example, there are time speed distance के clocks का दो question, train का दो question, PNC probability का एक question. In one of the Venn diagram also you could say probability PNC probability का एक question. Divisibility का एक question. Counting figures, which are supposed to be in abstract reasoning, there were two questions of counting figures in quants. And most, I wouldn't call it surprising, but arrangement questions were like the maximum. Around 10 plus questions in ascending to descending order में words को arrange करो, या numbers के position interchange करोगे तो what will be third from the left or second from the right. ऐसे टाइप के काफी सारे क्वेश्चन थे इन एलआर. ओवरऑल आई वुड से इट वाज इजी टू मॉडरेट, though it was lengthy, but someone who was prepared for it would have sailed through that section, I feel. Now I'll quickly jump into quants because that is more closer to what LR was. So coming to quants, let me just open my analysis. For quants, as usual, there were a lot of questions from arithmetic, specifically time speed distance. Time speed distance के 7 questions थे in quants, 4 question थे in LR. जो quants में 7 question थे उसमें भी 4 question थे from clock, 3 question थे from train. So overall 11, I think 11 questions from time speed distance, जिसमें से 6 questions were from clock and 5 questions from train. This was from both LR and quant section मिला के, तो सबसे ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस उसके थे. Second highest was profit and loss. Then there was geometry ke I think around 3 questions. One of them was medium, but rest of them were easy. Then there were mixtures or allegation ke 2 question. HCF, LCM, calendars, ages के दो question. And there were two DIs. One DI was passage DI for simple interest, compound interest, which was moderate, I would say. And then when there was one pie chart ka DI, expenses, percentages, difference, वैसा बोला था. It was easy to do. Again, 5 questions. So in quants, the pattern was followed. Surprises or something that I can say is that no data sufficiency question, which is a good thing, I guess. May not be true for the next slots, maybe data sufficiency आ जाएगा, but lengthy questions quants में बिल्कुल भी नहीं थे. And I think it is once again an easy to moderate quant section. I feel students who have attempted TTP mocks, test random mocks would have easily sailed through the quant section particularly. Now the last two sections, coming to verbal first, there were 20 questions from RCs. Women empowerment पे था 5 questions, cyber crime, tariffs, EVs. I wouldn't say all of them were like difficult or something. Some were inference heavy, inference based wale questions bhi the. But I think if you had summarized or skimmed through the RC, those singlet questions you could have answered. So 20 questions from RC basically, and again, lot of students will be asking about vocab and grammar. तो 7 questions from vocab, जिसमें तीन synonym थे, एक antonym था, एक antonym synonym था, दो meaning वाला था. Then grammar had 10 questions again. 10 questions में find error था, active passive voice का एक question था, direct indirect speech का एक question था, sentence correction and sentence completion के एक एक questions थे. Then fill in the blanks भी थे, which were sort of vocab heavy only. So if you count fill in the blanks and vocab, overall you could say around 10 words would have come. But vocab ka particularly there were 7 separately. There was only one parajumble and 5 idioms and phrases wale questions. So that's altogether 50 questions for VARC. And the last part, which is your abstract reasoning. And abstract reasoning, I felt the paper was somewhat moderate level, not very, very easy. But yes, as usual, series odd man out जैसे कि does not fit in the sequence कौन सा रहता है, ऐसे 5 figures दिए रहता है, odd man out in the sequence, what pattern will continue, वो type के questions में there were 8 out of 25. Figure counting again, once again, wouldn't call it a surprise. Last year भी ऐसा था. There were 8 questions from figure counting. So 16 questions only from 2 topics, which is series and odd man out वाले, फिगर काउंटिंग वाले दोनों मिला के 16. एंड देन 5 क्वेश्चंस वर फ्रॉम पैटर्न कंप्लीशन और फिगर कंप्लीशन. तो दे वर लाइक 5. पेपर फोल्डिंग के 2 थे एंड एनालॉजी का सिर्फ एक था. सो ऑल इन ऑल, not a variety of different topics of questions have come, if you see all throughout the paper. Some topics, some high priority topics, उसी के ज्यादा questions आए हैं. ऐसे बहुत सारे अलग अलग टॉपिक के एक एक दो दो क्वेश्चन ज्यादा नहीं आए हैं. सो आई फेल्ट इन दैट रिगार्ड समवन वाज प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर द पेपर diligently could have attempted. I think again topper would be anywhere around 150 plus, maybe closer to 160 in this. But again, this is just a random assumption, so has nothing to do. Once raw scores are out, then maybe we will have certain idea. But yeah, anyone doing good in TTP and test funda mocks, I think would have scored similar in this mock. That is it from my side, Aditya. If you want anything else, you can ask.
Guys, any questions you have? So I think firstly, what I can say is exactly pattern के हिसाब से नहीं, although topics are from what you would have prepared, but I think
Yeah.
sections में थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे हुआ है, मतलब some topics have come in different sections.
No new
But
patterns.
if you see anything like that out of the pattern in the paper, guys, be calm, simple. अभी जो slot 2 के लिए जा रहा होगा, you might be on the way. जो भी गूगली, जो भी आउट ऑफ द पैटर्न, आउट ऑफ द ऑर्डिनरी आता है, इट इज फॉर एवरीवन. तो आपका एंड ऐसा कोई भी फिर भी टॉपिक नहीं है जो आपने पढ़ा नहीं होगा. इट इज जस्ट दैट क्वांट के क्वेश्चंस एलआर में थोड़े, मतलब 5 to 10 फ्रॉम व्हाट श्रीकांत इज सेइंग. फिगर काउंटिंग थोड़ा एलआर में है, बट ऑब्वियसली वुड हैव प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर दैट इन एब्स्ट्रैक्ट एनीवे.
Correct.
Puzzles, although were not there in this paper, ऐसा नहीं होगा कि next slots में you cannot expect, you have to be ready for it. जो आपने prepare किया है उसी में से आएगा, but there will be a little surprises. And these surprises are for everyone, so please be calm. अगर आप slot 2 में भी जा रहे हो, सबके लिए सेम है. It is just about how you handle these situations in the paper. Because prepare बहुत लोग करते हैं. A lot of you guys would have taken a lot of mocks. 100 plus 120 plus आपको आ रहा होगा. It is just about being calm in these situations जहाँ पे थोड़े different चीजें आए. यही टेस्ट है MBA CET का.
करेक्ट. सो या आई थिंक कुछ 3-4 टॉपिक्स के बहुत ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस है. बाकी ज्यादा टॉपिक्स के स्कैटर्ड क्वेश्चंस नहीं है. सो दैट्स वन गुड पॉइंट आई फिगर्ड आउट. नो न्यू पैटर्न ऑफ क्वेश्चंस एज वेल. वो भी एक अच्छा था. I think someone who is going for slot 2 and slot 3, the only learning that you can take from slot 1 is that if you want to take any learning is that once again, every time CET में question selection matters. आप इनपुट आउटपुट देखते ही सॉल्व करने चले जाओगे और बाद में पता चलेगा सिर्फ एक ही क्वेश्चन था, तो यू वेस्ट योर टाइम. सो स्कैनिंग द पेपर इज मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट. इनपुट आउटपुट के ऑलमोस्ट 6-5 क्वेश्चंस थे एंड 5 डिफरेंट टाइप के इनपुट आउटपुट क्वेश्चंस थे. सो बेसिकली नन ऑफ देम वर लाइक 5 का सेट में. नॉर्मली वी आर यूज्ड टू solve it in sets. Puzzle भी we are used to solve in sets, but there are only one question. So question selection matters a lot. There were a lot of arrangement question, ascending to descending वाले, numbers, numerical position rearrangement वाले, almost 12 के ऊपर थे. 13 के आसपास था I would say. Ranking वाले वो सब मिला के. So singlet questions जो पहले करने का टाइम लिमिट में आपने डिसाइड किया है उसी को फ्लो में फॉलो करो. इनपुट आउटपुट पजल्स को बाद में के लिए रखो. इफ यू फील इट इज इजी देन ओनली कम बैक. सो एनी क्वेश्चन विच इज रीड करने के लिए ज्यादा टाइम लग रहा है, लेंदी टू सॉल्व, इफ यू अवॉइड देम इन ऑल द अदर 5 स्लॉट्स, फर्स्ट फोकस ओनली ऑन द सिंगलेट easy questions. I think you will beat a lot of your competition because once again as always CET में question selection matters a lot. And the ones who are just going from one question to other question without scanning the paper might feel some discomfort in completing the paper in time. So that's it I think from my side, Aditya.
Whoever has taken slot 1, agar in the chat, Shrikant, what would be good attempts that someone could have made in the paper?
So I think in this sort of paper, it was an easy paper. I wouldn't say it was like very difficult or something. थोड़ा सा lengthy था, I would say. Uh, like if you are talking about 99 percentile, maybe I would think anywhere around 120, 125 plus would be 99 plus for sure. Maybe 99.95 and all, or 99.9 if you're talking about, then I would say anywhere about 150, 155 in that range. So because it is an easy paper, I think a lot of people will be there in the margins of 120 and 150. And the ones who are like very good at speed will, come out at the top. So yeah, that is what I feel. And I think not a very difficult paper. यही रहेगा 120 में अराउंड 99 और 99 से भी ऊपर आ सकता है आई गेस.
So guys, the trends will be जो भी easy slot का होता है, जो last year में हम देखते हैं easy slot का usually 155, 160 is 99.9, 99.93 वो range होता है. And 99 is 20-30 मार्क कम उससे, तो around 125, 130 is what we expect. Because Shrikant has also found the papers easy. I was talking to a few toppers of TTV जो mocks में अच्छा कर रहे थे. Everyone has found the paper easy, straightforward. No surprises apart from एक टॉपिक का कोई और सेक्शन में आ गया which were a few questions only.
Yeah.
Next steps, slot 1 वालों please chill करो अभी, take a break, you deserve it. बहुत ही लंबा जर्नी हुआ होगा. I know second attempt अभी भी है,
Yeah.
but today you should definitely spend time with family, friends. बाहर जाओ, लंच पे जाओ, डिनर पे जाओ, टेक 1-2 days off, and then you can start preparing for second attempt.
Yeah.
Other
Couple of
slots वाले
couple of points I wanted to add just to cut you, sorry, is about the examination center का experience. So I just remembered that मैं rough work लेके गया था, rough sheet, and I just remembered that first time CET has given their own rough sheet, like it is in CAT, and they are giving their own pen. So this was in my center particularly. So वो लोग ने मेरा pen ले लिया, rough sheet ले लिया, and because I reached I think around 9:40, they told कि they sync that data, and they were basically asking students to come before 8:30 का time. जो भी gate opening का time है उससे पहले आना. अगर late आया ना तो वो थोड़ा सा issue create कर रहे थे. So couple of things that I just wanted
Okay,
to.
guys, please time पे जाओ. Obviously, this exam हम लोग तो सिर्फ देखने जाते हैं. We don't have to actually attend. But if you are a little late and if they are syncing the data and थोड़ा issue create कर रहे हैं तो आपके दिमाग में थोड़ा सा panic आ सकता है. तो please comfortably पहले जाइए. Finish all the formalities. Be comfortable in your seat much before the paper. Uh, these logistical things बहुत matter करते हैं on the day.
Correct. And I think rough sheet वाला भी ballpoint pen rough sheet वो लोग दे रहे थे, but you have to keep asking them. And ना examination start होने के बाद में not very good quality of rough sheet as well that I found out. But yeah, it works for the paper.
Rough sheet देंगे, yes, they will give a rough sheet. They will also give a pen, but just carry it anyway with you. But as Shrikant said, it was provided to him. Last year it was provided to me also. मांगते रहना पड़ता है स्टार्टिंग में दो पूछ लीजिए and before the rough sheet ends, obviously हाथ रेस करके you can keep asking for more. There is no limit on how many sheets you can get.
Correct. I think that is it from my side. Any more questions? Anything coming up in the chat, Aditya, if you want me to answer?
Um, Cutoff, again, cutoff पे काफी questions आ रहे हैं.
I think again,
160 will
not
be 99.9, 160
yeah,
plus.
155, 160, yeah, you could say.
Uh, ठीक है, I think that's all. We will be collating whatever Shrikant said. Obviously, this was in a video format. We'll collate, we'll put up on the message on the TTP groups of the analysis, so you can refer to that. Slot 2 के बाद none of the TTP faculty and team has got slot 2. So we will be relying on student के insights and हम लोग वो collate करके we'll be live, we'll be sharing the insights. And after slot 2, also we'll go live and telling you about how slot 2 was, comparing it with slot 1, the difficulty levels. And we'll be doing this for all the slots in the next 2 days. I am in slot 5 on day 3. Vidhan will be taking the paper on day 2 tomorrow.
Yeah. Chalo guys, thank you for joining.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Thank you, Shrikant, for the analysis.
Yeah.